Today we're talking about how to play strumming patterns on guitar. Lots of songs use similar strumming patterns and variations. You don't need to necessarily know the exact strumming pattern of a song to play the song. To get the full value of this video, I'll say that you should probably know at least a couple chords. We're going to be playing mostly with the G chord today. These strumming patterns are all in 4/4, which is the most common time signature, and it'll work with most songs that you hear. Alright, let's get started. We're going to start with two very simple patterns just to get the idea of how it works. The rule of thumb is that you want to strum downwards on the downbeats and upwards on the upbeats. The following pattern is just playing 4 down strums all in the downbeats. A downward arrow indicates a downward strum, and an upward arrow indicates an upward strum. So here's pattern number 1 with just 4 downbeats. We're going to use a G chord too. If you guys don't know the G chord, you can just use whatever chord you're good at. Now I'll play it a couple times in a row. You guys can play along if you want. Hopefully that was an easy pattern right there. This is just rudimentary stuff, so we're not just going to play simple stuff like that. It'll make sense soon. Now let's try the second pattern I'm going to show you guys. A lot of the patterns are going to be based off of number 2, so this one's important. It's easy though, it's easy to remember. So it's just down, up, down, up. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So like this. Now let's play it a few times, once again just on the G chord. Play it a few times in a row and you guys can play along if you want. So that's just alternating between down and up. Play it at any speed that's comfortable for you. It's not a race, it's just, we just want to get that solid motion going. You might have heard that pattern in some songs before, depending on the speed. Not exactly a creative one, we'll say. It's a standard way to go. So we learned the 2 basic patterns. The first one is all downbeats, down strums on the downbeats. The second pattern is down, up, just alternating. I'm going to introduce to you a technique which I call strummer's hand. This is not a widely used term, it's just my way of explaining it. So try to keep your hand moving up and down as if we're playing pattern 2, just like this. And you keep the time, downbeats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. So basically, yeah, pattern 2, but we're not playing the strings for now. To make songs more musical, usually you're going to use pattern 2, but we're going to leave out some strums. We're not going to play every single down and every single up. We're going to do pattern number 3 now. This pattern is very common. It works for a lot of songs, even if it's not the same exact pattern for the song. You probably could get away with playing a lot of your favorite songs using this pattern. So here's number 3. Alright, so down, down, up, up, down, up. The strummer's hand, we want to keep it going. So I'm going to be moving the hand all along, even if I'm not playing every single beat. So. See what I mean by the strummer's hand? This will help you to not get confused and not be on the wrong, like playing up on the downbeats or vice versa. So for pattern 3, we're leaving out the and of 1 and we're leaving out downbeat 3. So we're playing almost all of them. We're playing the entire second pattern without the 2nd and 5th strums, if that makes sense. I don't know. Think of it any way that's easiest for you, even if it's just copying what I'm doing. So let's play it again on the G chord. If you want to play along, you can. So yeah, once again, we're just doing pretty normal speed for now. It's not too fast. But if we did speed it up, so you can see how you've probably heard a song with that kind of thing going before. Alright, so that's pattern number 3. Let's go on to number 4. We're going to do 4 different patterns in this video, and then we're going to talk a little bit more after the 4th one. So there's obviously more than 4 strumming patterns out there. Here's number 4. 1, 2, and 4 and. 1, 2, and 4 and. Doing strummer's hand again. You should be pretty much always doing that. Here's the pattern again. This kind of pattern is used a lot in country, folk, maybe some pop stuff. The song Wagon Wheel actually uses this pattern, as well as like Mumford & Sons and maybe some Noah Kahan. Wagon Wheel's about this speed. And then if it's faster, you get that more folk Mumford & Sons like. They don't really exactly sound like the same thing because one's faster and one is slower, but a common pattern. So slower is more of a country vibe and the faster one's more of the folk vibe or bluegrass. So yeah, patterns 3 and 4 are very common, but they're not the only ones. I wanted to show you them for the sake of strummer's hand. So you can basically just play any pattern you want. Do strummer's hand and play some beats and don't play others. So I'll just do the strummer's hand. So all I was doing there was strummer's hand, and I'm playing on and off the beats depending on really what I felt like. If you learn to play this way, it's more like you're playing by feel, not so much by written arrows and stuff like you would see. When you look up a song, they'll show you probably the strumming pattern, but if you're familiar with the song, you can kind of just make your way through it just by feel like that. Yeah, and I'll say this. Don't get too stuck like reading the strumming patterns of a song unless you really want to get it exact, in which case, yeah, do it, but you'd rather feel it than keep looking, oh, I'm looking at the sheet music and oh, I did it up and down, up there when I should have done down. Like, you probably don't want to be doing that. So try to just play around, even on one chord, like I did strummer's hand, and just leave out some strum when you want and leave out beats when you want. I know that might be easier said than done for some, depending on your experience with playing rhythms and stuff, but it honestly probably won't take you too long to get the idea, get the hang of playing like this. So yeah, this is just stuff in 4/4, like I said. Maybe we'll do another video where it's other time signatures, like 3/4 or 6/8 or something. So, but basically, if you're playing some kind of rhythm and it's this roughly the speed of a song, and as long as you're switching chords at the right times, it should sound like the song. And I don't think people out there are going to nitpick like, oh, you strummed, you didn't strum on beat 2 on any of the measures. Like, nobody's going to be saying that stuff. Like, get the switches going. The switches are important. And strum in a way that you can keep up. And you basically will be able to play the song. So yeah, basically that's it, guys. This is a kind of a crash course on how to strum chords. I hope you guys like this, and let me know if there's anything specific you want me to go over for the next video. We're doing some guitar lessons on Wednesdays now on YouTube, so yeah, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time.